I think what we have to debate when we talk about economic reforms is, we've learned from what happened with the economic recession, how that was caused, that when we talk about reforming our laws, our policies, our regulatory bodies, or when we talk about reforming things like pension fund regulatory authority, for example, we have to really look at the reform that actually benefits the maximum number of people. I think for a long time, India was also criticized with its policies, its monetary policies, in terms of how did they regulate the banking sector. But that worked out to our advantage in some ways. In the United States or the West, the banking sector probably wasn't as well regulated as it was in India, and that's what led to the subprime crisis, which in turn led to the economic recession. So we have to focus on economic reforms that actually benefit the larger amount of people. But I think as much as important as economic reforms, for example, privatization, for example, public-private partnership, for example, as I said, TFRDA reforms, I think systemic reforms, that's something which I feel very passionately about. Because you can have the best laws in place in our country, but if the delivery mechanism of the government is still weak and unable to deliver funding and other resources to the person who needs it most, all those policies don't really make any sense. And one of the things that I did in 1 year of coming to Parliament is we pushed for the Right to Information Bill. And I should tell you that in 2002, the Freedom of Information Bill, an earlier variant of the NDA government of RTI, was passed in Parliament but never implemented because of pressures perhaps from the bureaucracy or other parts of government that didn't want that much transparency. But within 1 year of the UPA government coming to power, I myself led several delegations to Mrs. Gandhi, to the Prime Minister's office, and within 1 year of coming to power, the UPA government passed Right to Information in Parliament. I myself initiated that debate in Parliament, and within October, November of 2005, that bill is now being used by 1 billion Indians around the world. So that's something which, in my view, is also reform. It may not be the traditional economic reform in allowing debt or equity participation, but if you ask me, it's an equally important set of reforms.